Hi guys, this is Lisa Varshine and I am super excited to be here today as the July guest designer for Citrus Twist Kits. And so what I'm going to be filming is a quick process video for a 12 by 12 spread I am working on using the July Scrapbook add-ons and a couple pieces from the Best of Life Crafted kit. So I'm starting off with this 12 by 12 photo that I took recently when my daughter and I went to the botanical gardens here locally in Atlanta, and I've got some of these awesome pieces. I was super thrilled to see the variety of things I would get to work with. So I don't do a ton of 12 by 12 spreads, but I do think they're fun, and for me they kind of push my boundaries because I'm more of a pocket page girl. So let's get started and I will walk you through this. Thanks. Okay, and to start off with, you can see I've got an 8.5 by 11 sheet of photo paper that I have printed a few photos and some journaling on. So basically what I'm doing is I'm treating the 12 by 12 photo as a pattern paper, and then I'm adding in some more personal memories with the two smaller shots of my daughter and then one of the two of us. I thought of printing these out as Instax photos. I wanted to have a little bit of a white background to make it pop against the very busy kind of green background of the 12 by 12 photo. But I thought just adding that, just manually and creating that in Photoshop was just an easy fix for that. Plus I find that with my Instax printer, I don't always get the best resolution on my photos. And so I've also chosen to do my journaling on the photo paper, and really that was just for efficiency. And another quirk I've noticed that can bother me is if I've printed a photo on one type of photo paper and then I go ahead and print journaling, let's say on a cardstock, sometimes those whites look very different, and that can bother me, especially when they're close to each other. So just by having them both on the same sheet of paper, they're the same color white, and the added bonus of not wasting that photo paper. So now I'm going to try and figure out, I think that's a mammoth. So we're going slightly, I knew I wanted to keep that kind of as a focal point, and just looking at the photo, I thought the balance would be best if I clustered my elements on the bottom left-hand corner. I really loved this photo, so I didn't want to add much beyond the journaling and the two smaller shots of us to detract from it. And I'd even thought of doing the journaling on vellum, which has kind of not a transparent, but at least a translucent quality, and that might have let more of the background photo show through, but then I think I might have had some issues reading the journaling. And in the end, I thought the white actually looked nice. So now I'm taking those die cuts, and I had picked some that I thought the colors worked well with the photos, and really the sentiments were perfect for a little adventure, whether you're taking a vacation or like us just kind of doing a day out excursion. The sentiments worked really well for kind of the theme of this story. So now I'm going ahead and I'm using my rolling adhesive to put those photos down, as I said, clustered in the bottom left. And to be perfectly honest, by the time I'm done with this spread and I've done the title, I wish I would have moved it ever so slightly more left, because the title does kind of sort of creep into our little mythical creature once I've got it completely done. But in the end, I didn't plan it and didn't rough anything out beforehand, and you know, that's kind of the beauty of handmade, right? Those little quirks. So speaking of that, whenever I do this kind of journaling where I've cut it into strips, I make sure that it does not look perfect and straight. I want it to look a little crooked, and I made sure that they weren't all lined up. Now, one of the things that I could have done that I chose not to do was kind of measure the space that I wanted to fit my journaling in. And I think if I had wanted to include a longer story, then I probably would have done that to see how long each of those lines that I wanted, how long I wanted each of those lines to be. Sorry, so now I'm moved on to the title, and this set of thickers in the kit is just gorgeous and I love it. I think it was called Indigo, Navy blue is actually my favorite color, and it could not have worked better with this spread, I think. Also, the really clean sans serif font I thought was really great. So you can see I'm going to go ahead and I worked from the bottom because obviously I wanted the last part of the title to sit right above the journaling. So I am using those stickers to spell out my title, which is going to be the Atlanta Botanical Garden. And just like I've done in a couple other projects, I abbreviate Atlanta for ATL. And that's, I think, where perhaps shifting things over to the left would have helped. I might have had enough space to go ahead and spell out Atlanta, but in the end I was really pretty happy with how it turned out. So now that I've got the thickers on there for the title, I want to add the date somewhere, which is something I've started doing a lot more consistently, and that helps as I look back on my different spreads. So I've got a simple date stamp that I just picked up, non-branded, just something from Amazon that put the date right there on the bottom of the photograph, and now I'm going back to the die cuts because I feel like that space underneath the botanical garden needs something. And I found this little flag, or I guess it might be a banner that says "You are here," which is kind of perfect. So I decided to do that, and I'm actually going to use my tiny attacher, even though obviously it's not going to be functional. It's more because I wanted to repeat just kind of that textural element of the staple, and I end up using the rolling adhesive to put that on there. And then I found one more geotag. I kept going back and forth about the stickers, but in the end, I thought I had enough going on with that spread. Okay, guys, I know that one was simple, but hopefully maybe you found some inspiration in there on how to use some of these gorgeous products that are in this month's kit. Thanks so much.